30 years ago this November, the Johannesburg Art Gallery staged a hugely important show called The Neglected Tradition. It was driven by the then curator Christopher Till, as well as Stephen Sack. And Stephen brought together 100 artworks by predominantly black artists that he felt had been neglected from the 1920s all the way through to 1988. Our second session in our November auction, I suppose, celebrates the 30-year anniversary of that vital show. Our session is called An Unsung History, and we have brought together 106 artworks by South African artists that we feel have been neglected over the last century of South African art. They do represent a huge number of artists that were on show in 1988 at the Johannesburg Art Gallery, although we have cast our net wider to include other artists that weren't part of that show. I think the kind of conclusions we are able to draw are that some of the artists that were maybe neglected then are very much household names now. Artists like Sydney Kumalo, Ezra Mlachai, Cecil Scottness, Eduardo Villa, Dumeli Feni. But I suppose the sad thing is that the majority of the artists on that Neglected Tradition show are as neglected now as they were in 1988. I suppose if we can shine some kind of spotlight on that issue, then all the better. This particular work is one of the highlights from our Unsung History session. It is, of course, a beautiful bronze by Sydney Kumalo. It is called Horse and Rider. There were two small editions of this work cast. The first in 1971 under the control of Egon Gunther, and the second under the watch of Linda Givon in 1973. Both editions, however, were cast at the Vinyali Foundry in Pretoria. It is one of the most tactile of objects. It has this beautiful green patina, this wonderful etched quality where Sydney would have spent a huge amount of time on the finish. It has these beautifully sharp lips on the horse as well as the rider, the eyelids too on both man and beast. To me, it has a wonderful angularity to it. And if you do move around it, despite its beautiful balance, it has this wonderful speed in its angularity. We're very proud of the 106 unsung lots that we have managed to pull together. And I suppose we would like to encourage as many people as possible to come and look at this group of works. It is very loosely curated. We are, of course, an auction house, so we only have control over what comes in and what people are willing to sell. But we will have all the works on show together. They will all be on exhibition on the Friday, Saturday and Sunday at the Wanderers Club before our Monday auction. We always stress that our views are open to the public. They are free of charge. The best cross-section of South African art you'll be able to see anywhere in the world, I would argue, over that weekend. So we do try and encourage as many people to come and view as possible.